G'day everybody, Tim here from Beef It Up Australia and Let's Get Rural. And we're at the Commercial Hotel in Lake Boga. I'm sitting here with the beautiful Honey. How are you, Honey?
I'm very well, thank you.
So how long have you been here in Lake Boga?
Well, in the pub, it's nearly 12 months.
Yeah.
And it's about 15 months since I moved to Lake Boga.
So you're not really a long-term local.
Not at all.
So where'd you come from?
A place called Whittlesea.
So what brought you to Lake Boga?
Well, we came up on holidays with a group. I think there was about 4 or 5 families who came up. We hired a house round on the lake.
Yeah.
Just fell in love with the place. And then Daff, my business partner, bought a holiday house about 6 years ago. And we used to just come up on holidays and, yeah, just all the families had come up and
Relax and time out?
yeah, just time out and
Swim and
yeah,
fish and try
yeah.
not to drown and...
Spend a lot of time with our friends and eating and drinking and just enjoying everything.
So you came up for holidays and you checked out the township and...
Yeah.
Tell me you checked out the pub.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And Daff and I escaped from the family one day and come up and had a few drinks, and I think we woke up in the morning and said, did we just buy a pub? So so we sort of, yeah, just the idea took it. We fell in love with the place, the locals and the pub. And
That's a
yeah.
bit of a scene change, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive. Well, I was in aged care before this,
So you went from aged care to running a pub.
running a pub. So it's been a very steep learning curve.
How have you found the interaction from coming here to start with and obtaining the licensee of the pub and meeting all the locals coming in?
I think they might have been a little bit sceptical to begin with, and we might have
Why
been...
would you think that?
Yeah, we might have been a bit of a curiosity. I know there was a few rumours going around that we might have been
Friendly.
more friendlier than we were. We're best friends, we're not intimate friends. And yeah, so I think a lot of it might have been curiosity coming in just to check us out. And but yeah, no, the locals have been amazing. They've been so supportive.
So you made a lot of good mates through...
Yeah, I would call a lot of them friends now, definitely. They're just, they're always there with a hand, you know. Sometimes Daff and I, as strong as we can be at times, have, a lot of them have been there for us just to do the odd job here and there. And
It doesn't matter how strong you are, everybody needs a hand with
yeah,
something.
oh, they've just been amazing. And yeah, just to talk to and local knowledge and, you know, getting to know how everything works up here, because I'm certainly don't know much about farming, but it's really interesting, you know, hearing their stories and things as well.
That's one of the good things about running a pub, right, especially in a community, small community setting, is, as you said, you get to know the locals.
Yeah.
I mean, they might think, okay, you're a curiosity to start with, and then they get to know you, and then they start talking to you, and you can ask questions about farming and things like that, and you've got somebody to talk to at the end of the day if they don't want to talk to their partners. And you're finding more about how a community, especially a farming community, is sustaining itself and trying to keep their own community, their own families, and their own township that
absolutely, that they've grown up in and love and whatever. But it's we have a rule: we leave our shit at the door basically, and it's just smiles for our customers. And we've had comments that Daff and I are a breath of fresh air into this place, and so we've been very widely accepted, and we're very grateful to all our customers.
Before you took over the leasehold of the pub, did you know much about Lake Boga before that?
No.
You didn't?
No, I just came up as a visitor.
As a visitor?
Yeah. Just know, it's a really pretty township, and the lake is just a massive draw card. It's amazing.
Did you know the pub came along something like 47 years after the primary school?
No, I didn't know that.
The primary school was around 1897, no, not 47 years, 20 or 30 years after the primary school was built, and the churches. the pub was built.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And you said something before about a ghost.
Well, yeah, the owner, previous owners, well, her name's Hilda, and I believe she's in the building,
Yeah.
because we've had some things happen that cannot be explained just by wind or whatever. So yeah,
Especially when the doors are shut.
yeah, more so when the doors are and you're here on your own. Or
So she's a little bit mischievous, or she's just...
look, I honestly believe that, I don't know, being a strong woman herself, and the stories that I've heard about her, I think she's kind of happy that two women are in here. I think she's pretty supportive of us, actually. She hasn't done anything terribly, just a little bit scary at times, because you think, what's that? But
Yeah. Well, they say ghosts own things where they are,
Yeah.
so it'd be good for Hilda to get there, and as you said, the two women to be running a pub,
yeah,
especially in a country town that they've never done before.
no, wow,
So she's watching over you.
yeah, yeah,
So she's keeping an eye on you and everything else. So along with coming up from Whittlesea,
mm,
going from aged care to running a hotel,
yeah.
what do you think, what do you believe a pub does for a community?
Oh, well, my feeling is the sporting club and the footy club and footy and cricket club, really, and the pub are the heart of the community.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the meeting place. It's, you know, it's nice to see people come in and they haven't seen each other for years, even though they're all locals. They tend to be out on their farms or doing whatever they're doing. A lot of interstate, a lot of drivers up here too. So it's nice to see them catch up and, you know, sit down and have a beer together. And it's a good, I think it's good for people's mental health as much as anything. And have a friendly atmosphere to meeting. It's good.
Especially with everything that's going on with COVID, because it gives them somewhere to go.
Yeah.
With the pub open.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can go and they can chat to a mate, they haven't talked to you for a while.
Yeah. Definitely.
They can have a chat with the people who are on the bar,
Yeah.
yourself or Daff or any other stuff.
Yeah.
And they can have a good laugh and a cry and talk
Yeah.
to somebody other than, if they can't talk to their partner,
Yeah.
they've got somebody else they can have a
Yeah.
chat to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a release, and that's why we make sure that it's a happy place for people to come as much as we can, because yeah, it's a really good environment to just have a chat. And yeah.
There's one more thing before I let you go.
Yeah.
What does community mean to you?
Community spirit. It's mateship. It's sticking together when the chips are down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking after each other as much as you can, supporting each other.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
And you can't beat community, you can't beat mates, and you definitely can't beat the hub of the community,
Yeah.
which is 99% of the time the pub,
Yeah.
because that's the only thing that's usually open 6 or 7
Yeah.
days a week.
Yeah.
And it's the only place you can go to have a chat with a mate and everything else like that,
Yeah.
because you can't get in the middle of a supermarket or a shop, have a quiet beer and a talk
No.
and a laugh and a cry.
You're always doing something else. There's always something to do. But when you're sitting down having a beer, it is good.
It definitely is
Good
indeed.
times. Yes.
It is. Thank you very much, honey.
That's all right. It's a pleasure. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And I'll let you go off and do some more work.
Good on you.
G'day everybody, back again here at the Commercial Hotel. I'm talking with the lovely Ruth. How are you, Ruth?
Good, thank you, Tim.
So how long have you been in Lake Boga?
I've been in Lake Boga all my married life,
All your married life? But only most of your life?
Yes, quite a bit of it.
Yeah?
50 years nearly.
Where did you come from before that?
Only Swan Hill. I come out here to coach the local netball association and actually I knew my husband, but I started dating him, and then, believe it or not, I decided to become a farmer's wife.
So he
Stay
played
in Lake
netball,
Boga. He played football for the local association.
but you coach netball.
I coach netball and basketball is one thing in a small community. Every small town has their sporting organisations that are always combined together.
Right. So what do you know of the history of Lake Boga?
Offhand, not a lot. It's been here a long time. I know a lot to do with the Catalina and all that, and I can only speak from the 1950s to now. I can't speak before that because I wasn't alive.
It was first not settled but sort of mapped in 1839 by the New South Wales Governor General Surveyor, Thomas Mitchell, who I think later on became Sir Thomas Mitchell, who'd done all the surveying and travelling and mapping of Australia and things. And that was in 1839, and I think the first buildings come along was a mission set up. It was around 1858, 1859, if I remember right.
Yes.
But it didn't take off because there wasn't much interest in it, because it was for Aboriginal Indigenous, and it didn't really take off, and that was by two German priests.
Yes. I do know a little bit about that, only from reading books.
Yeah, because I know the school came along in 1897, and it was about 20 or 30 years after that that the pub was built. But in the meantime, they also had 6 churches at one stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's only 2, but we can only find one. The Catalina's 1942 to 1947.
The Catalina was here in the 40s for the war years.
Yeah.
Yes. It was an army base for maintenance of the boats and everything.
Is that because the lake was 5 kilometres across?
That's because it's an easy lake for the Catalina boats, planes to land on, because the water was quite shallow and it wasn't very wavy and they could land easy. And it was in the middle of Australia, so it was less likely to get attacked.
That's what I thought, yeah. Because I know also in the bottom of the lake, they, through the droughts, when it was dry,
yes,
they found mortars and live shells.
There's been all those sort of weapons found and taken out of the lake bed over the years, yes.
So how deep is it?
It's not that deep, it's a saucer. It's only like a saucer, and probably it'd be only 12 to 14 feet in the centre. It doesn't really alter, it's just
Sort of goes around.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why it's easy for the boats to land on, the planes, sorry, not the boats.
Oh, boats, planes, it's the same thing though, isn't
well,
it?
they're flying boats.
Take the
flying
motor
boats,
out, you've got a boat.
Yeah. But that's why it was put there, and because of it was away from Melbourne, Sydney, it was in the middle of Australia and less likely to get
hit
bombed.
by enemies, yeah.
Mm.
That is so cool.
Mm.
So, you came to Lake Boga from Swan Hill to coach the netball and basketball. You already knew your husband, but you met him again here,
Yes.
and you married him.
Yes.
You built a house here.
We've lived on farms. We've owned farming property just near here.
So do you go fishing on the lake?
Yes. You can fish on the lake. There's a lot of fish, mainly carp.
Which is a bit horrible to eat.
Yes. There's a lot of people do like them.
Yeah,
a lot of bones. But
some would, so yeah.
But my history is with I know more about the actual farming, which started after the First World War, and they divided up soldier settlement blocks for people to come and start farming in the district, and that's when the farming in Lake Boga started.
Right, so what do they farm here?
They farm grapes and oranges and stone fruit and vegetables, so that's how this area grew, because of its farming background.
Right, do they do cattle and stock?
They have got wheat and broadacre farming, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And there's a few dairy farms around.
So with your netball,
Yes.
you still play?
No, not anymore.
Why not?
I've moved on to other sports.
I notice they've got lawn bowls here as well.
They've got lawn bowls. They've got any sport. Most sports you'd like to play are in small communities, and if you belong to a sporting organisation in a small community, it is what makes those communities tick over, and everybody's behind them, whether they actually participate in playing or not.
So the whole community gets involved.
Always found, and that's what I've always been a big part of this. I've been in several different types of sporting organisations, and that's what keeps small towns going and helping each other and looking after each other and supporting each other.
And also if somebody's got a problem with mental health or anxiety or things like that.
No, you've got plenty of sporting buddies, or even if you only go and make the cups of tea or sandwiches at a local sporting organisation, you are still involved. You don't actually have to play, but there's plenty of other jobs. You might take the money at the gate, or you might wash the dishes.
As long as you don't run with it.
There's not enough money to... People wouldn't do that in a small community.
No, they definitely would not.
It'd be very unheard of in a small community.
No, because the first one to find out will be
Yeah.
the closest one to whoever took it.
Yes. People in small communities are always got their back out for everybody else, and we look after each other, and the last thing you would do is take something that wasn't yours.
You wouldn't crap in your own nest, would you?
That's exactly right.
And that's a good thing about communities
Mm.
because they get in to help each other.
They help each other.
They do indeed.
And that's what makes it's very rewarding to live in a community this size because everybody is there for you.
So how many people are actually in the community of Lake Boga, farmers included?
To be honest, I wouldn't have any idea.
That
The
makes
school, my grandson goes to the local school and it's got 4 different classrooms with prep to grade 6.
Right.
It's a lovely little school, and again, any child that's actually been to a small school of anything like from 80 to 100 kids, they have the best education, the best opportunities for everything. There's nothing that this local school doesn't need. Every kid's got computers, they've got the best sporting equipment that anybody can have. They have so many programs there.
Do you know my computer when I was in primary school?
I didn't have one.
1, 2,
I had a piece of paper and a pen.
I have my fingers to count on.
And everybody, whether you're in prep grade or grade 6, they all get on together.
Because they've got to grow up together.
They've got to grow up together.
And they know that their parents know each other.
They
and if there's a
all know
problem
each
with
other,
one
and
or
if they
two,
don't know them, they know the parents, they know the grandparents, they know every generation.
so it's easily taken.
And
The problem, if there's a problem,
yes,
it's easily taken
yes,
care of.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's the same with the community. If somebody's got a problem, the community's there to.
Helping.
It is indeed.
Mm.
So it's,
Very nice.
we already know what community means to you because you've just told us.
It means a lot to me, and I'm very happy that I live in this community. I'm very happy to be here. And I've been in a lot of places in the world, and I'm very happy to come home here.
So this is the best place you'd rather be.
Yes, I haven't actually lived anywhere else except to go to tertiary school, but I mean, I've travelled the whole world, and nothing like coming back to the Mallee and this small community.
Definitely not. And I don't blame you because this is from the people we've met today.
Yeah.
This is a community full of pride and passion for the strength and their fellow man and
Yep.
woman and neighbours, and to keep their community and their town alive.
And if anything happens, if there's any major problems, like a few years ago we had floods, this is just one example. We had floods in this region, I think it was about 2010 offhand. The whole of the Murray River was going, like the lake was risen. We had thousands of people come out to our farm to sandbag for everybody in this region. People put in 24 hours a day working to make sandbags for everybody that needed it. Every community between here and Swan Hill, they donated pallets, they donated trucks, they donated drivers. The amount of people, hardware stores donated shovels for us to, the local pizza place delivered pizzas for us to eat. The old ladies down the road, they bought scones for us to eat. Every bit of the community helped. The community spirit at that time, to see that is just astonishing. Just to see how everybody works together when there is something wrong with somebody else.
So it didn't matter what each person in the community done. Everybody done something.
Everybody
to help with
done
the effort.
whatever they could do, whatever they were capable of doing. It mightn't have been necessarily
whether it's bringing a
sandbagging.
coffee or a scone or a pizza.
Yes, making scones or just doing something like that. They made sure they were there, or they were making sandwiches for everybody else,
What?
or cooking a barbecue.
That's
and
like
it went on for days while these floods were on.
that's like we were at another town. I think it was last week, and one gentleman we're talking to. His and his family's first day in the town they moved to, and he's English. The first town they moved to here in Victoria was the first day the floods came, and the first thing him and his family did was get in alongside everybody else in the community. They didn't know them, to do the sandbags,
To do the
to
sandbags.
sandbag the town
Yep.
to stop the floods and getting
Yep.
in. Now, if that doesn't symbolise somebody who's passionate about community but it's never met anybody,
We had that sort of thing response when this happened, and I mean there was people there. Our accountants from Swan Hill, our bank managers, heard that it was all happening in our place. They wanted to help, so they come out. I mean, collar tie people getting their hands dirty, come to help everybody. I mean, there wasn't anybody that I know that didn't help in some form.
That is,
It was just incredible.
I'm gobsmacked with that
It
because
was, yeah. We don't actually ask other people. We get in and we do it ourselves.
and then it just travels on
It
the
just
wind.
travels and people just get behind and help. It's just what you do.
That is community.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
that is the emphasis and symbolic measure of community
Yeah.
and what community does and what community means.
Mm.
And on top of that, it also helps with people's mental health and anxiety and things, getting in like that and just going, we've got a problem, bang, let's fix it.
Yeah.
So, and that would have alleviated a lot of people's anxiety and
Yes.
and it would have eased a lot of the mental health issues that could have arisen from that. If one person said, I'm not doing nothing,
We
it
don't.
impacts on everybody.
People that have that attitude don't last long in a small town.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So, anyway, thank you very much,
That's
Ruth.
okay.
G'day everybody, Tim here again, still at the Commercial Hotel, and now I'm talking to Daff. How are you, Daff?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty well, thank you.
Good.
So how long have you been here at the pub?
We took over December the 18th.
December the
last
18th?
year. Mm-hmm.
So, not even 12 months.
No.
To come up here to Lake Boga, where did you come from before that?
Whittlesea.
So you're from Middlesea as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Originally from Adelaide, and then I spent a few years in Alice Springs, and then moved to Whittlesea. Well, I've been doing pubs my whole life, so been going from Adelaide pubs, my parents' own pubs, working in pubs in Alice Springs. And
So
then
you're an old
Whittlesea.
hand,
Yeah, born and bred.
whereas Honey is a newbie.
Yep, trained her up.
The what brought you to Lake Boga in the first place?
Just heard about the area. I thought we'd come and have a look. We had a toga party here about 4 years ago. We rented a house, Honey and myself and a few of our other friends.
A toga party.
Yeah, a toga in Boga, which was fantastic.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, we had so much fun that we kept coming up and staying at the caravan park, and our friends were getting larger and larger, and I went, I've got to buy a house
But-
here. No, more friends were coming.
Right.
More friends were coming, and family and kids and stuff. And then, so I bought a holiday house, across the road from the lake about 5 years ago, and
Oh, right.
and then so everyone started coming up there, weekends, holidays, and then we started coming into the pub, and
So now that you're here in Boga,
yeah,
full time at the moment,
yeah,
and you're running a pub with Honey,
yeah.
do you still go and stay at the holiday house when you come up?
No, I live there now. Well, I visit that and stay here.
So you've got good friendly staff.
Oh, they're amazing. We're very, very lucky, very blessed. Yeah.
I've heard you've got fantastic meals here too.
Yeah, we do. Julian, our chef, is amazing.
I've seen that the bistro's got a name to the bistro. Can you tell me a bit about the name of that and where it came from?
Yep. The bistro's name's Hilda, Hilda is the lady who owned the pub. Her father, from what I believe, her father built the pub, and he had two daughters, and he threw two of his two daughters into the pub to work, and Hilda was the one that excelled. She made it happen and was amazing. So she took over the pub.
Wow.
And so it's been Hilda's Bistro, and we've kept that name because just out of respect for the
An acknowledgement and
yeah
and
and all that for
with the history.
for the history and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's one more thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
What does community mean to you?
Oh, the community is just absolutely beautiful. They are amazing people. One of the best people I've ever met. They just want to bring everybody in, so everyone has a great time. All the locals, just everyone get together, and everyone just helps everyone, and it's just beautiful. Through COVID, the locals were amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. So the community in Boga mean an absolute world to us. they're beautiful, beautiful people.
And I just about guarantee that you and Honey in the pub mean the world to Lake Boga community as well.
We hope so.
So,
We hope so.
Phil, thank you very much, Daphne.
Thank you, love.
And
Thank
thank you very much
you.
for the chat.
No worries at all.